Kaylee heard we were planning a seaside vacation and wants to bring Alex along. I've booked the plane tickets for everyone, Johnny Cooper said nonchalantly. Lizzie, you can drive the car with the luggage. We'll meet you at the beach. My hands froze midway through packing. For a moment, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. What do you mean? Kaylee and Alex get to fly while I'm stuck driving? I asked. Kaylee's little one has never been to the beach before, and I thought it'd be nice to let them tag along. When I booked the tickets, yours was sold out, he replied casually, as if that was explanation enough. This trip had already been a logistical nightmare. It had started with my brother-in-law's incessant demands to go wake surfing during his Christmas break, coinciding with Johnny's rare annual leave. To top it off, we had just bought a new car, so it was decided to take the whole family, including my in-laws, on a seaside getaway. I had spent days painstakingly planning every detail, packing supplies for the family, researching accommodations, drafting itineraries, and pouring both time and money into making it work. Now, Kaylee merely mentioned she'd like to come, and my husband unilaterally changes everything. When I suggested we fly, you balked at the expense and insisted on driving. But the moment Kaylee wants to join, you suddenly don't mind splurging on tickets. Kaylee's bringing Alex. A little kid can't endure such a long drive. Besides, Kaylee is my adoptive sister, don't forget that. Her child is family, and I have a responsibility to treat them well. I threw the clothes I was folding onto the floor in frustration. Oh really? Anyone listening might think Alex is your son. Johnny's patience began to wear thin. Don't be ridiculous. And didn't you always complain about not being able to drive well? Consider this trip practice. Do you even know how long it takes to drive to the beach? What if something happens to me on the road? At that moment, my mother-in-law, Marlene Cooper, entered the room carrying a plate of fruit. Why are you two arguing again? She asked, shaking her head. Johnny, as the man of the house, you should give in to Lizzie a bit. Marlene had always been pretty nice to me. I immediately turned to her for support, my face full of grievance. But to my dismay, she surprised me by siding with him instead. Lizzie, you should be more understanding. Johnny and Kaylee grew up together, and her little boy, poor thing, has never seen the world. Letting him come along won't hurt, will it? Besides, plane luggage fees are no joke, and driving the car means you can bring all the luggage. When we get there, having a car will make things more convenient for everyone. Before I could respond, my father-in-law, George Cooper, chimed in with his usual caustic tone. Since when do women call the shots in this family? Your husband has spoken, your job is to listen. You can't even bear children of your own, and now you begrudge us the chance to enjoy someone else's. It hit me like a slap to the face. These people weren't just inconsiderate, they were downright delusional. What is wrong with you all? Have you been brainwashed by Kaylee? Or are you trying to tell me Alex is actually Johnny's illegitimate child? My words struck a nerve. Johnny's face turned red with anger, his eyes bulging. Lizzie, I took time off work just to take you on this trip, and this is how you repay me? Complaining about something so trivial? Back in the day, your duties as eldest daughter-in-law would have been far greater than this. For the first time, it dawned on me just how deeply steeped in outdated patriarchal thinking this family was. Before I could say another word, Johnny's phone rang. Breaking the tense silence, Johnny avoided my gaze, his expression evasive. I snatched his phone and my suspicion was confirmed. It was Kaylee. Kaylee, didn't you see my message? Hurry up and open the door. Before I could react, my brother-in-law bolted downstairs, practically bouncing with excitement, and soon returned with Kaylee. Mom, Dad, bro, Kaylee's here. Lizzie, what's for dinner tonight? Make something nice, he said cheerfully, dumping Kaylee's luggage into my arms without a second thought. Kaylee's son, Alex, marched into the living room as if it were his own home, shoes and all, and promptly leaped onto the leather sofa I had just spent $5,000 on, using it as a trampoline. His loud laughter echoed through the room. I frowned, my stomach tightening at the sight, but Marlene beamed. She grabbed Kaylee's hands, holding them tightly. Kaylee, it's such a shame things didn't work out between you and Johnny back then. I treat Alex like my real grandson. Anyway, I don't care. Bring him here more often, all right? Even my usually stern father-in-law seemed smitten. He cradled Alex in his arms, cooing, "Oh, my precious little one," and then sighed heavily. Our family has no luck. We lost out on such a good daughter-in-law and such a sweet grandson. It was as if I'd vanished from the room, a ghost no one acknowledged. They sang Kaylee's praises with no attempt to hide it. My chest tightened painfully. Years of sacrifice and devotion for what? Nothing apparently. Had they all forgotten that Johnny had once been buried in online loan debt because of Kaylee? Johnny and Kaylee had grown up as neighbors and had been classmates for 12 years. They'd even gone into business together. Until Kaylee and her ex-husband ran off with the money. Back then, I'd silently loved Johnny from afar. When he hit rock bottom, I offered him a helping hand. One thing led to another, and eventually we were married. For years I'd cherished this relationship, giving my all to this family. From my in-laws to my brother-in-law, I had done everything in my power to fulfill my role. I handled my in-laws' every need: food, clothing, annual medical checkups, even vacations for my brother-in-law, their late-in-life child. I went above and beyond. When his grades faltered, I paid for him to attend an international school. When he failed his college entrance exams, I helped him apply to universities abroad. Ask anyone in the Cooper family's social circle. They'd all say I was the best daughter-in-law under the sun. And yet, none of it seemed to matter. This family showered affection on a woman who had betrayed them and treated me like a convenient tool. Kaylee plopped down on the leather sofa as if she owned the place, throwing me a deliberate glance. "Oh, you're home too, Lizzie. I was so busy greeting George and Marlene that I didn't see you there," she said with an exaggerated smile. Turning to my in-laws, she added, "George, Marlene, Alex and I can't get enough of Lizzie's cooking. You know us, we're easy to please." Marlene shot me a pointed look, clearly expecting me to jump into action, but I remained seated and sipped on my tea, my expression indifferent as Kaylee's eyes flickered, her voice softening. "Lizzie, are you upset with me? Johnny told me you were planning a trip, and I thought Alex, who's never been out of the city, might enjoy tagging along. I begged Johnny to let us come. When the plane tickets ran out, I said I wouldn't go. But Johnny insisted, saying Alex should see more of the world to broaden his horizons. Really, I feel bad for troubling you." Off to the side, my brother-in-law Zach was sprawled out with the iPad I'd bought him, laughing as he played some game. "Lizzie doesn't mind, I'm sure. Driving with a kid can be rough. I told her we should just fly, but someone had to be cheap. Besides, Lizzie loves driving, so now she can drive to her heart's content." Kaylee frowned and turned to him with a gentle scolding. "That's no way to talk about your sister-in-law. She's your elder no matter what." Zach immediately switched gears, sweet-talking Kaylee and apologizing for his slip-up. Before long, the two of them were laughing together like nothing had happened. I frowned, the tension in my body translating into a sharp kick at the stool in front of me. The clatter echoed through the room, jarring everyone into silence. Johnny immediately sensed the shift in my mood and dropped his smug demeanor like a mask slipping. "I know you're upset," he said, adopting a conciliatory tone. "But what's done is done. Stop acting like a child, okay? Didn't you say you wanted to stay at a 5-star hotel? Fine, we won't save money anymore. I'll book it right now." I couldn't help the cold laugh that escaped me. Did he really think he could pacify me with empty words? His tone dripped with condescension, as though he were doing me a grand favor. But I decided to play along, at least for the moment. "Really? You're so thoughtful, darling," I replied sweetly, but just as his facade of magnanimity seemed secure, his phone buzzed with a notification. He glanced at the screen, and his expression darkened immediately. "Lizzie, why did you use my card to spend this much money?" he demanded, his voice rising. "You said we'd stay at a 5-star hotel, didn't you? I agreed to the hotel, not to you using my card for it." I couldn't stop the laugh that burst out of me. "You really think I need your approval to spend money on a hotel? Who are you trying to impress with your $2,000 a month salary? A big shot." His face turned crimson, the heat of embarrassment and anger rushing to his cheeks. "What are you implying? Since we got married, we'd stuck to a laughable arrangement where I covered all the household expenses while his family leeched off me. Without me, they'd all be out in the cold, scrambling for scraps. Yet they treated me like I owed them everything, while fawning over Kaylee and her son. If they adored her so much, they could all sink together for all I cared. Arguing with your husband hardly makes you a good wife." George barked from his perch on the sofa, his tone as imperious as ever.